What's up, YouTube? Dave here with All Geared Up. Hey, I wanted to share this tool. It's a cool little multi-tool by Real Avid. It's called the Carbon Boss, and what it does is it scrapes carbon from your bolt carrier group, and the carrier, the bolt, the extractor, the firing pin, the bolt shoulder, all these little cool places, nooks and crannies where it's hard to do. Now, this is a fairly new bolt carrier group. This is actually at 762, I believe, from Bear Creek. It's like a backup bolt because these bolts, the carrier's not bad. The bolts are crap. So this is like a backup bolt I have for a 762 rifle. But I was testing this earlier. My hands are pretty dirty from the carbon from this one I did on this 5.56 rifle I have that was suppressed, and it was pretty carboned up. And I tried getting footage of me cleaning it, but I lost audio. Just kind of working what I have. But essentially, like I said, it's a carbon remover multi-tool. Precisely and quickly removes heavy carbon buildup, which it does. Keeps the bolt cycling reliable. You don't have to worry about destroying your surfaces and stuff like that. And it's got like a brush and some. I'll show you some of this stuff. Firing pin, the bolt shoulder, the extractor has a to pull the little cotter pin out, and the cam pin. And just like I said, it's not gonna get things squeaky clean. I mean, you really have to put some work in if it's a really dirty bolt carrier group. But what it is going to do is help scrape carbon, and that's the hardest part of cleaning. The AR-15 is all the carbon built up. Just going through the tools real quick. It's got a bolt face scraper, which this is that right there. And this also pulls the cotter pin out, and it can scrape your extractor. What it also does is it has a locking button in here, but this one is broken. I've used this a few times. It has a little plastic locking button that keeps that out, and you push it in, but this one's missing. I must have just broke it off, and bad advertising right there, but the tool still works, so it is what it is. I could probably contact Real Avid and get a return on it, but so this would stay open, and then you just push this little tab, and you could slide that back in. But this one is missing. It's got a the bolt tail interior scraper. It's got a pin punch, the brush, a large firing pin scraper, the cam pin scraper, bolt carrier carbon scraper. It's got a little, bronze bolt tail brush right here, and let's just kind of go through it. I've used it a few times, like I said, so hopefully I don't miss anything. I'll keep my phone over here. So, like I said, the first thing you want to do is break it down. I'll try to do this as fast as possible. So here's, the little cotter pin. You break that down, and that would stay open, like I said. So there you go. Put that right there. Let me get a rag so I can see what I'm doing if I lose a part. All right, firing pin, cam. All right, so we got it taken down here. So let's work on the carrier first. That's the boring part. So this flips open, and what you would do over here, you would push that in there, and you just scrape that carbon off in there. All that carbon that's built up, you run your solvent down there, you scrape it, and all this would just pile up, and then you get your brushes, and then you have a brush right here, and you just, look at that, it fits perfectly in there, it's really tight, and then you just brush and you scrape, more solvent. I use the shooter lube. Real Avid has some nice stuff too. I really like Real Avid products, and it was actually this product right here that got me excited, and then I bought the multi-kit right here, and it has like the 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6. It's got the bore snake. It's got smart brushes, picks. It's got the chamber patches, and then here are some of the smart brushes. Some of the whole set of smart brushes. These are angled for those little nooks and crannies, and I'll show you right here. Like right here, there's like that thin brush that goes down in here. So I feel like I'm not trying to sell you on Real Avid products, but I like using them, and they works, and it can help you speed your cleaning process along. But the first things are just the carbon, right? Carbon can be annoying as hell. So get back to this scraper. You scrape here, clean, clean, clean. I guess you could come over here and, I mean, it's a little loose back here, but you could do the same thing, scrape, clean, come in here with the brush, and then you just scrape it down here, you know, and then this brush right here. So that's that tool. That tool is also right here. It's for your cam pin. So look at that. It's perfectly cut out for that. And you just scrape it right there. Scrape that carbon off. Twist it. I mean, it's perfectly cut out for that. So that's pretty cool. And then these little nooks and crannies right here. Sorry for that terminology. But here's for your firing pin, right? So you got your firing pin sections right here. And then up one section. Okay, nice right there. And then also to get to the face right there of the firing pin, you can slip it right down here and you just twist. And it kind of cleans the carbon off that gets built up right here. And you can go that way too if you want. Just helps kind of break that carbon up. Yep, there it is. All right, and that would scrape all the carbon on. Then you just wipe it down, clean it with a brush, or whatever. We did the cam pin. This right here I thought was pretty cool. So there's these lugs. There's this little key, little scraper right here. And that key. See how that fits perfectly into the bolt, the lugs itself. So that's a way to scrape the carbon through those bolts. Just turn your bolt. And just scraping that carbon out right there. And you spray. I like to soak these things down with a solvent. So that right there is a little bolt lug scraper. And then back to that tool when we first used to get the cotter pin out. That comes over here. Let's close this. These lock open. Yeah, these lock open. So this one, like I said, again, this would lock open, but this one's broken. You could scrape right in here, right in this bolt face with the scraper tool and get all that carbon out. And then come to the injector, and right there's that hook, the extractor, I mean, and just scrape the carbon out of that extractor right there without breaking it down. Scrape around the bolt face with that little tool right there. And then this was pretty cool too. So you get a lot of, usually when you shoot, you get a lot of carbon in that shoulder right there. All right. So this has been used mildly. Like I said, I had a lot of trouble with these with 7.62x39 and with not specifically the carrier and the gas key, but it's the bolts. Bear Creek Arsenal bolts, what it is a 5.56 bolt that's like shaved down to fit a 7.62x39 casing, and these extractors break. And then you're like, okay, well, I'll just replace the extractor with some like Black Rifle, I believe, makes them, but they won't fit because it's not the right. It's a what I was told is a 5.56 extractor that's shaved down. So these things will snap if you use steel case ammo, and like your sickle rate is pretty high, and you don't have that steel casing doesn't cool down, and it would just swell in the chamber and it'll break them. It happened all the time. So this is just kind of a backup. Now, Bear Creek did send me a new bolt and stuff, but I won't use them. I believe this 7.62 rifle up front, that has a KAK bolt carrier group in it. So anyway, so this thing's pretty cool. You stick it in this, you stick the end of the bolt on this rod, and you bring it over, and you just turn it. See, like, look at that. Look how it's perfectly in there. Just turn it, and you would scrape all that carbon off. I mean, it's not going to get squeaky clean. You have to do your work and brush it with solvent. But look how, just scrape it all. And then this is a little pin punch too. So you come over here with the AR-15, and you just punch your pins out. You know, if you have, that's, you know, if you need assistance with that. What else do I have? We got the brush. So I thought this was cool too. So you would bring your bolt over, close your brush, and then you can just twist. You know, twist right here, keep it nice and clean like that. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. It's a handy little tool, man, and it comes in a like a little carry case. Making sure I just don't forget anything, because I'm trying to go these as fast as possible. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Is it, pin punch and the carbon scraper? We covered all that. So my favorite tools would be definitely this carbon scraper right here for the end of the carry, or for the carrier right here. I liked filling this, using this tool and scraping all that carbon out, and then using the brush and getting in there and cleaning that. I really like this lug scraper. That's really cool. The firing pins are usually pretty good to get that carbon off. The cam scraper was pretty neat. It just cleaning this was the most exciting part for me, and this part was probably my all-time favorite part of this tool, is getting this bolt onto this tool and scraping that carbon off and getting it. I mean, spend a couple minutes getting soaked and then working on that. And then probably my second favorite would be using the tool right here and scraping around the bolt face and the extractor. And definitely the lug tool. So those three tools, that was important to me. Or the four tools with the and getting cleaning the carrier and the brush. So I think it's worth it. These things are around 30 to 35 bucks. Real Avid does stand by their products, so I probably can call them about the reason for. I can probably call them and tell them I had that issue, and they probably send me a new one. I guarantee it. You know what? I'll try that and I'll update you on it. But these are on my website, and if you like this product, definitely check out the multi kit or the Gun Boss. They have them all. I mean, we got them in 9mm, 22, 5.56 223. We got them in bigger calibers, and then they come with the bore snake and stuff like that. And like I said, it has those chamber patches. It comes with rods. It comes with picks. This is a good value. So with some decent cleaning solvent and oils, this and that, I feel like you have a good kit here to clean your AR-15. And then if you want to throw in smart brushes, that would be even better. But like I said, this kit comes with smart brushes for your AR-15. So this is all you would need. That's it. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. It's got this bronze brush too. Kind of clean that tail of that bolt right there. So it's a carbon scraper. It's not going to get everything squeaky clean. You have to come in with your rags and then just get kind of things polished up. But it definitely helps getting a carboned up bolt carrier group easier, cleaned up easier. This tool right here. The Real Avid Carbon Boss. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.